Okay, so recently I was looking online, which I'm always doing this time of year, and the Houston Texans have been linked to yet another trade. And the reason you're getting so many trade rumors for the Texans is because they have a couple of things going for them. They have cap space, and they have really kind of the full arsenal of picks that they have, one in every round. So they can be linked to trades like crazy, and they have plenty of holes to fill. And when I was looking, there was an article that talked about 6 teams that Brandon Aiyuk would explode with if 49ers trade wide receiver in the offseason. Now, this is crazy to me. The 49ers are rumored to trade him because they're not going to be able to pay him. So if you trade him, you don't have to pay him. They can pay him this year. He's due $14 million this year, but then after this year, he's going to be getting north of $20 million, which is exactly why I do not like this trade. So if you are sitting here and you would be like, I'd do anything for Brandon Aiyuk, turn the video off. But if you want to hear me out, if you just want to hear me out and hear why I don't like the trade, talk about it. So that brings another question for all of you as we're kind of starting this video. Would you rather just sign a free agent, maybe overpay a little bit, or secure a solid player in a trade where you're giving up capital as well? I think you're in a financial situation with your cap that you can just go out and sign someone. But let me know in the comments, would you rather trade for a talent, go out on the open market and get that talent, or would you rather just build through the draft? Like, what are you most confident in this route going forward for the Texans, as they have 4 more years of a cost-effective CJ Stroud? 3 years very cost-effective, 1 year of kind of cost-effective. So let's talk about this trade. Before we do that, if you're new to the channel, we are Lions fans. That's true. We're from the Midwest here, but we love covering teams that the national media ignores. We have this channel. We do a lot of Browns and a lot of Texans. Don't ask how it got there, but it did. And so that's kind of what we're doing. But man, oh man, we love the Texans. We've probably made over 50 videos on them. Before the year even started is when we started. So let's look into this. So here's what they're saying. The Houston Texans are the second most likely team to trade for CJ Stroud behind the Cardinals. Cardinals actually should do it. But anyways, the Houston Texans might feel even better about their quarterback situation than the Cardinals do, obviously. All right, they're talking now about Aiyuk's route running. His ability to stretch the field would mesh perfectly with Stroud's accuracy and deep ball prowess. Here's the other thing that I don't even know if they talk about. It's the same offense. Like, it's a very similar offense. Brandon Aiyuk would have almost zero turn time in understanding the offense and getting plugged in and getting fixed into it. Here's why I don't like the trade. All right, here's why I don't like the trade, and I'm just going to make this, it's 2 things that don't make sense to me. First, you already have Brandon Aiyuk, but better. You already have a better version. Now, I'm going to go to fantasy stats here, but it's real stats too. Okay, I promise it's real stats too. It's just the best place to find head-to-head. Here is, let me see if I can even zoom in a little bit for you. All right, so that's too much. Hey, now. Take it easy. All right. All right, there you go. Just a little bit of a zoom in for you. This is Brandon Aiyuk and Nico Collins side by side. All right. Receptions. Nico Collins had more. Okay. Targets. He had 4 more, but 5 more receptions. Just under on yards, just under on yards per catch. The long was about the same. Who cares? 20 plus, 42 to 41 here. Like, that's 20 plus yard catches. Nico Collins had 8 touchdowns to Aiyuk 7. In other words, what they are is identical. In fact, if you look at fantasy points, they're 9 and 10, but if you go per game, they're 7 and 11 because Aiyuk was healthier this year. Nico Collins did this in less games than Aiyuk. I just want to be clear about that. All right? He did it in 15 games. Aiyuk did it in 16 games. So, you're sitting here, you know you have to pay Nico Collins probably $20 million a year if you keep him. He doesn't have the same wear and tear on his body because he hasn't been in the league quite as long. All right? And he doesn't have as many catches because this is his first big year. His body's still getting used to it. When I watch Nico Collins versus Aiyuk, Aiyuk has a lot of catches. He can win in man-to-man coverage. I'm not saying he can't. Nico Collins, just the way in which he can high point the ball, the way in which he uses his body, it is just supreme. All right? Now let's get into the second part of why I don't like this so much. So with Brandon Aiyuk, this year he is absolutely an affordable receiver at $14 million. For a receiver of his talent at 25 years old, I guess him and Nico have been in the league the exact same amount of years. Hopefully you didn't turn it off when I said that. All right. It's been 4 years, so maybe it's one more year for Aiyuk. But he's due $14 million this year. Then he's a free agent. Unrestricted free agent, just to be clear. All right, if you look at his market value, it is the exact same as the market value for Nico Collins. Why? Because they're putting up the same numbers. So here's what I do like, and here's what I don't like. I've just given you what I don't like. I don't like the price tag that's going to come along with this. After he's finished his year 26 season, you're going to give him which is fine. You're going to give him probably a 5-year, $100 million contract. It doesn't mesh up necessarily with the CJ Stroud money. It's going to be hard for you to pay Nico Collins and Brandon Aiyuk and Tank Dell and CJ Stroud. You can't have them all. And when you watch Nico Collins and Tank Dell play, you've seen the connection that they have already. As first-time players with CJ Stroud, it's undeniable. Your job in going out and getting another wide receiver this year shouldn't be going and signing a guy that you're going to have for the next 5 years. You already have your wide receivers that you're going to have for the next 5 years. It should be going out and getting a good third receiver. All right, that's what it should be, or somebody you can sign to a couple years. Get somebody in this window of the next 4 years. I think it could be helpful. Don't get me wrong. I just think there's other areas you can go with it. All right. What I do like about it, it's hard for me to get there, you guys. It's hard for me to get there because then you also go the potential trade, and this is all speculation, would be the 2024 first-round pick, 23rd overall, and a 2024 third-round pick. All right? I can't get there. I can't get there. I don't know how else to say it. Go get Thomas from LSU. If you want another wide receiver to put with CJ Stroud, go get Thomas at pick 23. There's going to be wide receivers galore in this draft. 2, 3 rounds deep. No problem. Get Roman Wilson from Michigan. I did a video on that. Like, you can get a much cheaper wide receiver that you know is going to work, but you have the big dogs already here. They've proven that they can hang and play with the best teams. I understand wanting to add a third wide receiver, injury concerns, all that kind of stuff. Even a fourth. I get it. Trust me. It makes sense to me. You don't have to go out and spend $25 million on it. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff.